Singing, swimming. Wow, swimming in the Caribbean. Selling me fish, but they told me Swear's trying to talk to me. Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Way out in the water, singing, swimming.
All right, so today we are here at Modern Methods Brewery, and we are going to interview my new friend Adam, the owner of Modern Methods. And this is where he has his shop. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Adam. Thank you so much for having us, Adam. So why don't you take us on a tour of the place? Let us see the whole shebang you got going on here. I want to see the kegs, the brewery, you're making magic.
Yeah, so let's start over here in the tap room.
Cool.
A lot of the material that we used for building this out actually came with the place. So these are central joists that made the bar. Any black iron pipe you see, we pulled out, or was old like galvanized water pipe. So, yeah, we've got 18 taps. Let's go over 5 beer. We chose this kind of pretty looking black iron pipe again back here. And yeah, 18 beers on tap.
Wow.
Typically our tap room, or the tap list is full. Right now we've got a couple openings, but yeah, 18 seats at the bar, total probably 50 seats at the space, and the tap room is all about kind of community space, people getting together, having great locally made beer.
What am I drinking here?
So that is actually a pre-release of a
First tap.
a beer that we just canned up today.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration with our friends over at Birdfish Brewing Company
Okay.
in Columbiana, and it is a beer we call the Sour Ranger.
Sour Ranger. This is so good.
Yeah.
And it is pretty sour. It's a sourdough, right?
Exactly.
Beer, right? Okay.
Yep. So it's a dry hopped sour pilsner.
Oh, okay. So in general terms, how do you make a beer? Like, how do you? What goes into just making like regular whatever beer?
Probably to talk through that, we should go into the brewery.
Ooh, that's an awesome idea. Yeah. Come on.
All right, come
I'm
on.
gonna follow you. This
Great.
sounds fun.
There's a lot of beer starts with 4 main ingredients. That's water, malted barley, hops, and yeast.
Nice.
Over here is where we take that malted barley, mix it with water. Cool. So we already did a full batch, and then we're doing a half. We're going to take hot water, steep it with that malted barley over about an hour period. That turns from a real cloudy, like almost like porridge type liquid, to this really clear, extra sweet liquid that we call wort, an old German word.
Okay.
Take that wort, transfer it to our boil kettles here on the end. Boil that for about an hour with hops. If we're doing like a specialty like seasoned beer or a spice beer, any of those spices.
Like a Christmas ale, like the Rex mix?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then transfer it immediately. Chill it down to about 60 degrees where we can pitch yeast. And yeast then sits in these fermenters over here. And makes beer.
So nice. So it's just, now how long does it take to make like one batch?
So depending on the beer.
So you got all the ingredients, all the water, all the wort, all the cool stuff, and it sits in here and ferments. Okay. And how long does that take before you can serve it?
Yeah, depending on the beer. I mean, we can push some beers like within 10 days. We can go. We call it brand to glass.
Okay.
Other beers, lager beers, like take longer.
Gotcha.
We ferment them colder, or if it's got a dry out period, that can be anywhere from like 3 weeks.
So you gotta wait. So you gotta plan like ahead. So like when you come out with the Christmas sale, you start like in September, October-ish.
Absolutely.
Something like that. That's incredible.
So basically what he said was you take malt, yeast, hops, and hot water, you cook it together, then you add your ingredients to finish fermenting, you put it back into a canister, and then boom, you've got beer.
Cooler, what's back in here? Can we see what's in the green door room?
We don't typically let people in our cold room, but
I see. So I get special privileges. That's fun.
yeah, we got like this old door that we pulled out of a collapsing barn.
No
down the
way.
street. Yeah,
It's kind of creepy, but like fun at the same time. I'm kind of afraid to let you open.
a quarter of the way right now, but
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
yeah,
Holy
that's about
shit.
it. Come on.
Oh, nice. Oh my god. Nice. Oh, so here's where the taps are, right?
Yeah.
These are the taps. Wow.
That feeds the tap room and the thirsty patrons.
That's funny.
We've got these 3 bright tanks. Those are typically holding like finished beer.
Okay.
And then you can see we've been canning a lot lately. We've got a lot of beer in cans to go out.
This is nice. This is cool. All right, let's go back to the bar and chill for a minute. How long have you been in Dave Grohl Alley? How long have you been in Dave Grohl Alley, fucker?
So we started working here in pretty much the beginning of 2017.
Okay.
Like January, like right about this time.
So you're exactly.
What would that be?
3 years?
3
2020?
years. Yeah.
No fucking way.
So at that point, that's when we started like just tearing out all the junk in here.
Okay. I saw the pictures in the bathroom. Really, really cool pictures.
Yeah, we wanted to like.
That is so cool. Like,
Especially
that was,
like when we first started. Like I think we probably need some updated, photography for our walls and stuff. But like we wanted to give people a sense of what this place was before we did anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you did it yourself, bare hands dirty.
and that was out of necessity, but also out of like values, like any work that we're able to do. Like I really kind of like the fact that a lot of the work here isn't like contractor polish. You can still see some like amateur woodworking and
Definitely.
And people seem to appreciate that. But that was also a necessity. Like we raised a certain amount of money,
Right.
and at some point it was like, all right, well, I've got to learn how to grind concrete and put down a commercial floor finish. Like
That's incredible.
so. So we've been here almost exactly 3 years ago. This month we started work on this space. So
That's incredible.
that's when you started seeing me almost as a fixture in Dave Grohl Alley.
Yeah, definitely.
You can hang a light on me. I can illuminate the place.
Did you have a specific reason for Dave Grohl Alley, or was it like click?
No. So I probably looked at upwards of like 15 different spots. My goal was draw a 5-minute walking circle around West Market Street, Courthouse Square.
Oh, so you specifically targeted?
Yep.
Okay.
I wanted to be within, because this is downtown Warren. That was
Yeah.
our home. That's where we lived. We had an apartment down here, and I had kind of already been through like the Renaissance in downtown Youngstown.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, yeah, this is probably like prime for something to happen here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, looked at everything from like, retail spots that may have had a restaurant prior, to vacant, just like completely abandoned, like space that would have taken a ton of money to redo.
Oh sure. Yeah.
And in that process, came across this place, and it's just like something about it, like. I think this must be the place.
Yeah, and it's right in Dave Grohl Alley, which is perfect. That's one thing I always tell people. Like, anytime I bring like new friends here or anyone, I normally give them the tour of Dave Grohl Alley.
Yeah,
it's incredible. But that's like the heart of Warren, Ohio. So I thought it was like the perfect place, like for a bar. Just why not Dave Grohl Alley? I don't think there's ever been a business directly in the alley. Like over here there are, but they're on.
Well, the retail portion of it,
Yeah.
where people enter.
Yeah, it's on.
There's actually had been a nice history of businesses that,
Oh, yeah.
you know, pretty much any business on West Market Street,
That's true.
they're a Dave Grohl Alley business.
Right.
You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
Artistics T-shirt shop, who we buy a lot of our apparel from.
Oh, that's cool.
All American Cards and Comics.
Yeah.
You know,
They've been here about a quarter of a century.
Oh yeah.
All American, easy 25 years. They started where a beautiful world is.
Lime Tree, which is now West and Main.
Okay.
Beautiful World, who I think you mentioned earlier.
Love beautiful world.
Yeah, Tom Duma.
Oh yeah, that's been there.
These are all Dave Grohl Alley
Forever.
businesses.
That's true.
We're the first one that registered an address.
That's true. Yeah.
To, got the United States Postal Service to
Give you an
acknowledge
address.
it. Yeah.
That's, what is? Are you cool with putting the address on here? What is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
address?
It's 125 Dave Grohl Alley.
Why one? Why not just one? So they give you 125.
125. This is a funny thing. Where we're like, we are creating the system of assigning mailing addresses.
Oh, okay.
At the time, that's just what happened.
That's
so
funny.
we kind of just like correlated it with whatever the West Market Street address
Okay,
was.
I got you.
So we could have come up with whatever we want. We
Right.
could.
125 is cool. I dig it.
We're 125. I wanted to be 123. 123
Okay.
Dave Grohl Alley, but
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, so back to you had mentioned that you had gotten money to fund this project of yours.
it just happened.
Saw that,
Money
yeah.
just came.
Yeah?
And it's here. Start this. No, so like we raised all the money to start Modern Methods through private investors.
Okay. You said crowdfunding. I think we talked about it.
I
before.
mean,
You mentioned it. I don't know if that's the difference or not. But.
Yeah, so I mean, generally known as like a round of friends and family.
Okay.
Private investment. Wrote the business plan.
Gotcha.
Came up with an investment structure, ownership structure, and pretty much so. 80% of our investors are just born people. That's from people who pulled out of their retirement to invest in this place to people that it's much easier to just write a $6,000 to $20,000 check.
That's incredible.
We ended up with about 42 investors in total,
Damn.
and it's kind of the way I know how to build something is going to a lot of people and like.
Annoying the hell out of them until they're like, yeah, sure.
Maybe.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't think it's annoying them, but
I mean,
arguably persuasive.
Whether you're building a bar or whether you're
absolutely.
building a community organization or like building a neighborhood group, like
absolutely.
you don't get that done by annoying people. You get it done by
That's true. I'm sorry.
gathering people in community and like making them feel part of something bigger than them.
That makes sense. Absolutely. So you offer entertainment here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have bands, stuff like that. Tell me about that. How does that work? Like Thursday to Sunday kind of thing. What kind of like entertainment do you have here?
I don't know. I like a lot of things with a business. I feel like it's always in flux. Like
That's true.
you go to like one of the lessons I've learned. You go to where the energy is.
That makes sense.
So, we typically have entertainment Friday, Saturday. A lot of that comes from our customers being like, "Hey, I saw this awesome act. Like, you should get them here."
Yeah.
That's like kind of an immediate like, "Hey, great." We get a lot of inquiries from everybody about playing here.
Yeah.
That's it's really easy to just send a Facebook message and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, I want to play at your place." Like, great. Like, come in and talk to us, and
That makes more
like
sense. Face to face.
face to face, and like we get to know you as people, and like
So could I play tambourine here or something like that?
yeah.
Okay. That's
I mean,
awesome.
I would say like yeah. That to me is it's all about relationship and like
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
would let you
yeah.
play tambourine here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate
Shane, the juggling tambourine.
it. Yeah, I do juggle.
and a little bit of stand up in between
Yeah,
sets.
yeah.
That would be
I
perfect.
write some really terrible jokes. One actually made my niece cry.
thought you said my knees cry.
My niece, yeah. My brother's
How
child.
do you make your knees cry though?
Yeah, I have no idea, but my niece.
That would be really impressive.
Yeah, if I could do that, yeah, that would be incredible.
Definitely want to thank my best friend, and without him, I couldn't have done it. So thanks again, dude.
All right, last thing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? 5 or 10 years, wherever you...
All right, you guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, shaner.artdead. It really helps and shows your... We had a lot of fun filming, so stay tuned for more.
That's a really good question. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I've always been like that.
And we're done.
Yeah, right.
No,
Yeah.
Okay, so here's like the real talk about our industry is I wrote the business. So like started work here 3 years ago. The business plan was then written 4 years ago.
That makes sense.
That's what we raised money on. That's what we planned our initial venture.
Okay.
The industry has changed dramatically in that time.
No
so
way.
it's pretty much, and this isn't typical to this business or any business.
Yeah, that's true.
Or this isn't atypical to any business. But day one, you throw that business plan out the window. You keep pieces of it, but
Yes.
the industry has changed a lot, and that is terrifying, but also like very exciting.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's like less of like a traditional. Hey, let's grow really fast and try to get our beer on every store shelf between here and every metropolitan city around us.
Of course.
It's.
I think that Darlene could make it.
Oh, Darlene could do it.
Yeah.
I have no doubt Darlene could do it. As a smart business move, I'm not sure if that's the right way to go, though.
Fair enough.
So to me, it's about like doubling down on this community.
Yeah, definitely.
And finding really interesting and like complementary ways that we can grow the Modern Methods brand. I don't know. I couldn't even say like what that looks like.
Right.
But the good thing is we are still like growing our brewing capacity, growing our accounts, growing our customer base. Like,
Yeah.
so we're still in this like state of rapid growth.
Yeah.
But
I go to a lot of places and they all sell your beer. So
yeah, and we need to do more of that. But to me, we also need to do more things that might not necessarily be in like the Modern Methods brewing portion of. So yeah, I don't know what that looks like, but
that's fair. I've always kind of liked that kind of philosophy. I've never really lived my life 5 years at a time. It's like 5 moments at a time.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. I really don't like planning. Like when I originally went to college, I had no idea what I was going to college for, but I know what I wanted to start studying. That's it. I had a plan. I was like, all right, I want to study philosophy, psychology, and science. That's it. And then I ended up doing a theater degree in film. So and that's how most people are. They start one thing and immediately change their mind doing another thing.
So whatever the equivalent of a theater and film degree for Modern Methods, that's what we're gonna do.
That's awesome.
So I really want to thank Adam so much for allowing me into his shop. I learned so much about the beer making process and the business ends of things. Plus, I want to thank him for letting me come in and drink some of his beer. We had a great time filming, and again, I learned so much. So stay tuned for more. This is definitely not. And thanks for watching.
Truth or consequence, say
Now my assumption is eventually these are going to be like of the highest production quality. And
I believe so. I hope so.
a ton of people are following them, and it's a viral phenomenon.
That would be awesome. Yes, that's all of our hopes. Yes,
So-
absolutely. I doubt it.
This is the stepping stone. This is
Yes,
the
absolutely.
Starting point.
Absolutely.
So here.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I gotta do
push on
that.
thing.
So I have to put this here. This cleans it, right?
Yeah, the glass is already clean. That just if there happens to be any dust,
Oh sure.
cleans that out.
Cool.
It also kind of chills the glass a little bit. So.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then it's also kind of just part of the show.
Yeah, sure, fair enough. It is. I do kind of. Yeah.
Feel fancy.
Right.
Get the glass rinsed.
Clean my glass real quick.
Yep.
Which one is it?
So it's number 10.
Number 10. All right. So it's sideways, right? You don't want to dump it straight in, is that right?
Right. You want to run it down the side, and then the other mistake people make is they kind of like pull this halfway, which takes the plunger and agitates the beer as it's coming out. So you want to, and they get a big foamy pint. So you want to pull it all the way out.
Oh, gotcha. I see. Ooh, I'm good at this.
There you go.
So this is the, what's it called?
Panther Town Pilsner.
Panther Town Pilsner.
Yeah, and we've got like it depends on how much time I've got to promote it, but we've got all sorts of like older artwork that is from the era of. Yeah, so it's I mean you're familiar with Darlene. That's got some more IBUs.
yeah.
More similar lager characteristic.
Okay.
But higher hopped, a little bit crisper. And then Darlene actually has a bit of corn in it, so it gives it some
Okay.
sweetness.
Yeah.
This is all malt, so a little bit more traditional.
Cheers to you. Thank you so much for having us. This is great. This is Panther Town. Did I get that right? Panther Town.
Panther Town Pilsner.
Panther Town Pilsner. This is awesome.